apologize for making me a monster. I want you guys to really think about that one. Nobody apologize for making me a monster. I want you to really think about this. What you mean by that? Why nobody apologize? Why anybody have to apologize? This is serious. I am fine with your boy T.O.R. Tur. I'm gonna let y'all boys have it today. I'm sick and tired of this shit. The guy is sick and tired of this shit. Yo, nobody apologize for making me a monster. Y'all raised me. Y'all taught me how to act. Y'all taught me how to behave. Y'all taught me how to deal with stuff. And now that I'm older, you want me to act a whole different way. You want me to be more mature. You want me to be understanding when nobody understand me. When I was growing up trying to learn, I was told what to do and how to do it. I was taught how to behave. I was taught to shut up and listen. I was taught to just sit in the corner somewhere. Kids are meant to be seen, not heard. And you think that shit stopped when I got older? You think them same messages stopped? When I got to a certain age, no, they got louder. They made me angrier. But growing up, being told, yo, don't talk about your feelings, all I did was be quiet. I suffered in silence. Nobody apologized to me for being a monster. Nobody apologized to me for making me a monster. Now you want me to apologize for being a monster. That never made no sense to me. That never made me understand anything. You want me to be sorry for the way I act and how I behave. You want me to be sorry for because I don't talk about my feelings. Every time something hurts me or make me feel some type of way, you want me to say something. But when I was growing up, I was told to shut up. Listen. Behave. Don't speak. Just sit there. And that's what I became. I became the monster that you ain't want me to become. Became that person that didn't know how to talk, didn't know how to express myself, was told to be quiet, so I was quiet. I sat back. I learned how to survive because I was quiet. Now y'all want me to apologize for that. Now y'all want me to behave in a certain type of way. Now y'all want me to talk about my feelings, even though I was never taught how to talk about my feelings. If you really look back in history of man, we all taught to do the things that nobody else wanted to do. We had to get the job that nobody else wanted to do. We had became the monster so our family could survive. Now you want us to apologize for that. Now you want us to behave differently. Now y'all want us to be something we don't know how to be and get mad at us because we don't know how to be that. We don't know how to talk. We know how to put ourselves second. We know how to put ourselves last. We learn how not to speak and to suffer in silence. It's been a question of, ever since I started this podcast, I said, majority of suicides was men and nobody understood why. Everybody like it's mental health. Everybody's like, gotta learn how to talk about your emotions, but yeah, we ain't never taught that as kids. We were told to shut up and be quiet. We were told not to be a nuisance. Not to speak up, but be quiet and get shit done. Now y'all mad at us that we getting the shit done. Never understood that. Never saw that. Am I turned up inside? Do I have demons that I fight on a daily basis? Do I feel like offering myself on it every day? But yeah, I find a reason to keep going. And the funny thing is, the same reason that is taught to me, that's not right. It's the same shit that put my feelings on side so my family can survive. So I could do what I have to do. There's a lot to think about. It's a lot to consider. I've been lost for so long. I don't even know how to deal with. Usually on this podcast, I got a couple of topics I have in mind to talk about, but tonight I don't. I'm just frustrated right now. I'm frustrated that I've been told who I am is not good enough no more. That I need to be better, but yet nobody apologized to me for being who I am because y'all taught me that way. I was told today to smile even though I felt sad. To keep laughing even though I'm hurting inside, and yet that's supposed to be okay. I'm supposed to be soldier. Just do what I have to be done. If somebody tell me go do it, go do it. And don't ask why. I'll tell you right now, this ain't just coming from me. This is all guys. Every guy feel this way. We all taught not to cry. Boys don't cry. Boys don't show emotions. And it really goes back from the beginning. Before we even hit double digits. I remember when I was in second grade, a teacher's pointed me out and a couple of other kids, a couple of other boys, saying that, yo, we're not even going to make it to high school because we too rambunctious. We don't know how to listen. We don't know how to be quiet, so we're not going to make it. This is things that have been taught to me and to other guys out there. A couple of statistics out there that it just against us. Now, I don't know the particular numbers because I've been told so many different ways and I just can't recall right now because I'm so angry. So we were taught in high school that majority of us not going to graduate, so we ain't going to be shit. Imagine what they say to the young guys out there that we don't even know who we are yet. What they told us we ain't going to make it. That one particular goal is not going to be reached. And then people got mad at us for rebelling and be like, fuck it, we ain't going to be shit. I ain't going to be shit then. I'm going to act out in class because everybody refused to try to reach me. Everybody refused to try to teach me. Things like that is etching out in our minds. So when we get older, those little statistics that people like to say just in the back of our head. Things are crazy sometimes. We get mad and we don't know how to show our feelings because we never was taught. Don't act out. Don't say you don't know something. Because I don't know about any other guys out there. I know my biggest problem when not asking for help because I was every time I asked for help, I'd have ridiculed, saying that I wasn't shit, saying that I'm supposed to learn shit even though I might learn a different way. See, a lot of things build up for a man to be a monster, but yet nobody want to apologize for that. Everybody like, well, that's that nigga fault. He's like that because he chose this path. There were thoughts upon us. We were told this path and we walked down it. We were told not to show emotions, so majority of our lives we didn't show emotions. We didn't cry. We didn't ask for help. We didn't say, yo, I feel sad because every time we did as a young kid, we told to shut up. We were told to be quiet. Like I said in the beginning of this podcast, there's a lot of things about us that people just don't understand because yet they don't want to look at the beginning like that. And then yet nobody want to take fault. I want to be like, you know what, it's my bad. I'm taught this way. Now I'm upset to the way that you are. Being a young kid out here, we are easily influenced, easily taught bad behavior, even though it might come from a good place. I just want my kids to be quiet. I just want you to learn it. Shh, be quiet and learn. But yet, nobody took a time and be like, hey, what's wrong? Why are you lashing out? Why are you acting up? Do you have a story to tell? See, one of my favorite things about life is listening to other people's stories. One of my favorite things about being a podcaster or about just being me in general, that I could sit down with anybody and have a discussion about how you got to this point. And everybody's story different, but there always been one similarity towards every guy's journey. Rarely was given kindness. Rarely was taught that it's okay to cry. It's okay to show emotion. So now, as we are older now and mature, and everybody's still acting, why don't you cry? It was because we were never taught. We were never show that shit. And then people scratch their head. They wonder why guys kill each other. Wonder why guys commit suicide. Cause yet we don't see a better way out. Cause we all taught if you do this and you do that and you do that, you became a man. And then when we don't reach that goal or reach that pinnacle, or even worse, when we do reach that pinnacle and we lose it all. Me myself, I'm just sick and tired of this shit. I am sick and tired of not telling people that I don't feel good. I'm depressed right now because bottom of my heart, I feel like nobody want to hear it. Everybody give the same shit. You're alive, right? You have another day. Tomorrow's a better day. Is it? Is tomorrow a better day? Or will be the same shit we had the day before? Yes, things get better. Yes, eventually we will walk out that dark place, but it's hard when you're in that dark place for anybody. Not just for guys, for females too. It's hard when you're in that dark place. And it's really hard to get out that dark place. And it's even harder when people saying, yo, you ain't manning up. You ain't doing what you're supposed to do. And then when we make decisions that people just don't understand why we make that decision. Because we feel like we have no other way. Because we feel like our feelings have to go on the back burner. We can't cry. We can't show emotions. Because if we do, shit ain't gonna get done. So that's why 9 times out of 10 when guys go through some shit, we just say, I am fine. I'm okay. But it is what it is. Is it really? Or is it what you've been taught? People made me a monster, but nobody apologized for making me a monster. I got bitched that, punched that, talked down to, told that not to do something, and now when I'm grown, I don't do them things. It's like, why? But yet, we don't know how to talk about it. Then people wonder why we don't know how to talk about it. Like I said, it go back to the beginning. Well, I never taught that shit. They made me a monster, but nobody apologized for making me a monster. That saying always rings in my head. And it go deeper than just somebody being a monster. It really goes to nobody showed me another way to be. We raised to be cutthroat. We raised to do things and not to apologize. We are raised to make decisions that nobody else want to make. Why there's so many monsters out there? So many guys are cold-hearted. So many guys who don't know how to express their feelings. Who don't know how to understand boundaries and how to stick to it. Because every time we set some boundaries, somebody cross it. And yet to be a man, we had to be okay with that shit and set new boundaries. Even though that boundary might inflict with somebody else, we supposed to change that shit up for the other person to be okay. We all taught so many niggas shit out there in the world and then we wonder why. You don't have to wonder why no more. I'm telling you, we don't know no better. So you telling me as a kid, I was taught not to cry, so now I'm an adult. I'm supposed to know how to. I was taught as a kid not to show my emotions, so now as an adult, I got to know how to. I'm sorry, but the shit don't work that way. You know what? Scratch that. I'm not even fucking sorry. This is what this is what we deserve. We taught the next generation this. We've been taught ourselves this. The generation before has been taught this. We did this shit to ourselves. And now we gotta break the mold. There's so many different podcasts out there. There's so many different people saying that this is wrong. Let's try something different. Yet we still doing the same fucking thing over and over again. Masculine. We're in love with the idea of a guy knowing what to do. We're in love with the idea of a guy being strong, but yet we don't understand what that tolls on that guy. We're in love with the idea of guys being strong, but yet we don't understand how to get how that guy got that strength. And then question why that guy don't act a different way because we love the idea of being strong. So we put everything else to the fucking side. We're like, yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to be. But yeah, we don't understand the toll that holds on to that goddamn. We are not happy with that person. You guys want a monster so bad, then when y'all created this monster, you want us to apologize for being that person. That's the craziest fact out there. We're in love with the idea of a guy being strong, but yet we don't understand how much toll that hold on that person. And I guess the best way to think about this shit is a tiger. What do you think about that shit, right? They said all our locked up feelings is the air of the tire. You fill up that tire is strong. That tire can hold up a car. That tire can take you from point A to point B, then to point C, then can bring us back to point A. But we don't understand. We fill up that tire too much, that tire gonna bust, and then that tire gonna pop in the most worst time possible. And then we wonder why that tire. Then we wonder why that tire popped. Because we put too much pressure on it. Just like guys nowadays, you put too much pressure on us, then wonder why we popped. People want me to apologize for being a monster, but nobody want to apologize to me for making me a monster. We're back. Welcome back to I Am. I'm your host, T.O.R. Turn. This is episode 3 of season 3, I believe. And this podcast is going to be a little bit more serious than usual. One of my favorite sayings right now is people want to people want me to apologize for being a monster, but nobody want to apologize to me for making me a monster. I want you to think about what I just said. Let's go back so far. It goes so deep, it's unimaginable. Especially for guys, because everybody wants us to apologize for being who we are. but yet nobody want to take responsibility for making us this way. Let's really go back all the way back to young kids, young boys. It go back so far within us learning how to be a person until we get to a certain age. Then they want us to change the way we are taught how to behave, and yet nobody want to stand up and be like, you know what, I made that mistake. What do you think about it? Especially for females out here nowadays, right? Females always want to say guys' life is so much easier because we are more selfish, more direct, less emotions. But yet nobody realized that's the way we've been taught up. That's the way we've been brought up. Not to be emotional, not to cry, not to talk about our feelings. And everything was fine and dandy until it got to a point where, oh, this don't benefit me no more. Because when it benefited you, it's all good. When you could live off the suffering that we had to go through, it's just fine. Until we get to a point when us being closed off and non-emotional is an issue. And then we become selfish, self-absorbed, don't know how to communicate. But yet nobody communicated to us when we was growing up. Now let's go back in time, being young boys out there. We was taught not to cry, not to shed a tear, not to be loud. One of my hate sayings of all time for guys and girls is that kids supposed to be seen and not heard. So basically what you were telling me is that we're supposed to be seen and not heard. We ain't supposed to raise our voice. We ain't supposed to talk out. We ain't supposed to be like, oh, this is unfair and unjust. So when we start growing up as being young adults, we still have the same mindset. We are not allowed to talk. We are not allowed to say that this is unjust and just be quiet and take it, because we're supposed to be seen and not heard. And this goes twice as hard for young guys out there, because as we are growing up, we are automatically told that we are not going to be nothing. We are just another obstacle the world has to overcome. I remember back when I was in like second grade, a teacher pointing out to, half the young boys out there, the most rowdy ones, the one who always made the most noise, and I was one of them. And the teacher said, see these group of boys right there, they not even gonna make it to high school. Now we in second grade at that time, man. I want you to really think about how old you are when you're in second grade. And that being a sketch to the young boys out there that, we not even gonna make it. I don't know about the other guys, but we'd have me saying like, well, F this. If I'm not gonna make it, why should I try? Might as well have fun then. Act out, wild out, do what I want. I'm not gonna make it anyway. And then when you get to high school, like that's middle school, high school, right? There's a statistic out there. I don't know the exact number, so don't quote me on this, right? But basically saying that majority of boys is not even going to graduate. Not even going to fucking graduate. And the ones who don't graduate, let's say, but I don't give it a low number, like 48% of boys not going to graduate, period. They're not going to make it. Matter of fact, that's wrong. Over half of them not going to make it. Because that was what the statistic was saying. If you watch the movie Coach Carter, you can hear that shit. But the majority of young boys not going to make it. They're not going to graduate. So within this statistic saying that young boys are not going to graduate automatically, and the ones who's not going to graduate automatically are most likely to go to jail, prison, or in the graveyard. So growing up, just learning how who you are, period, is already dictated that you're not gonna make it, period. So you do make it, if you do graduate, you do go out there and try to be a real man, hey, that's a miracle by itself. And we keep that thought growing up. Just me being out here is a miracle. Nobody's counting on me. And that growing up being a young guy. And the crazy thing about being a young guy out there in the world, that we are automatically assume that we know how to lead without somebody showing us how to lead. We're automatically being the head of the household without even knowing what the head of a household is. And now let's just take this out there that majority of guys lead their families. Majority of guys lead their families. So right there, off bat, the deadbeat fathers. Now I'm not talking about the ones who lost their lives. You know, I'm talking about the ones who decided, yo, I don't want to be a parent to this young person. I'm gonna go out there somewhere else and do what I want. I'm talking about them, right? They left a young man out there not knowing what a father's supposed to be, and then keep hearing negative comment about what a guy is. So automatically we always to hate ourselves. Cause let's face fact, all females out there, good or bad. I'm not saying it's good or bad. Are quick to talk down about fathers, young men out there. Sometimes you date somebody who's not a good person and they got, hurt emotionally. And what they do, they last out. You feel me? They tell, oh man, don't be like him. Don't be another man out there. But yet they ain't teach them how the man's supposed to be. And then the ones who with fathers out there and the mothers get mad, or the father who's trying to be in their son's life and being stopped at every step they can by their mothers. And the mothers turn to the young boy and be like, see, your dad's a deadbeat. And that's the person who he look like. That's a person that he possibly look up to. He trying to be in the child's life, but yeah, he can't stop that because the mother want to be negative and be mad at him. So now she's stopping him to see his own son. And then the mother would turn around and tell this son, oh, see, your dad's an asshole. Your dad's you look just like your father. So you are already teaching a young man, yo, man, hate yourself. Because there's something inside of you that's just not right. I need you to overcome that. Hate yourself. See, that's the type of young lesson young boys get out there all the time. We're all told our species are the bad species. And don't be like that. The question is, who we supposed to be like? See, being a guy out here in this world nowadays, there's a lot of stigma. There's a lot of saying, hey, yo, your waist right now is horrible. Y'all lazy. Y'all don't like to do nothing. Y'all not family guy. Y'all want to be free. And yet, we teaching our young man this shit. And then we wonder, why are they so fucking quiet? Because one, you already taught us to hate ourselves. Second, you taught us to be quiet and not say nothing. And then the school system tell us, or anybody who's older always want to point out, hey, your generation is god fucking awful. But Jordan are not even gonna fucking make it. So what are we supposed to do? Other being outlawed and rebels. Or you think all guys like to be a quote-unquote bad boy, an outlaw or rebel? Because we already taught we are those things. So shit, we gonna fall into that. And then we get to a certain age, then they want us to snap out of the things that really taught us how to be. Just like that. And be like, oh, be better. And then the minute we do something that benefit us and don't benefit females, we are the deadbeat. We are the assholes. These are the truth every guys look at every day. I saw a video the other day. A female, there was a man and his wife, and they was at a birthday party. The man said, I'm gonna pay for me, my wife, and the birthday girl because it's the birthday girl. Everybody else gotta pay for themselves. And everybody jumped on him. And the first thing they said is, you're not a real man. That's the first thing they said. I'm not even arguing the fact if he should pay for everybody. I'm not even gonna argue that fact. I'm not even gonna argue the fact are they right or wrong. No. What I am gonna argue is that y'all quit to say you are not a man the minute we do something that you don't want us to do. The minute that we say, I'm taking a stand right here, y'all are not gonna overrun me. We are no longer a man. But yeah, let that man be like, I got everybody at that motherfucking table. Okay, cool, yeah, high five everywhere, but everybody got sucked my dick. Then what? Is that fair? I want you to really think about that, what I just said right there. I pay for everybody, but I won't get anything back. Is that fair? When you really think about that shit, cause yeah, I admit there are guys out there, there are asshole guys out there every day, always trying to come up, always trying to finagle some pum pum, I like to call it, right? But there are some guys that just don't do that stuff, and they hold themselves accountable, and they hold everybody else around them accountable. But yet, when we stand on our feet and be like, no, I'm not going to allow this to happen, we are immature. We are not a real man, because that's the first thing y'all females love to say, you not a real man. You're supposed to make that sacrifice. And then when we do make that sacrifice and we do shut up and be quiet, we're like, oh no, I want you now. I want you. Give me a hug. No, I don't want a hug right now. Because I got shit I'm thinking about. Oh, well, you don't talk to me. Why should I talk to you? You got what you wanted. When I try to stand up on my own and say, no, I'm not okay with this shit, I'm not a man. I don't think that female understand the power they hold towards a guy. It goes back to the first time you dated the first time when you young and you dated a boy for the first time. Y'all got together. Oh, yeah, you so sweet, you so nice. Oh, I love you so much. Y'all get into an argument, he do something. Let's face fact, kids gonna be kids. We not gonna understand what true relationship is. Being 13, 14, 15, being in a relationship, really, come on, you in high school, middle school. What y'all gonna do? Nothing. But the minute we get into an argument with y'all quick to poke out our manliness. Oh man, you're not a real guy. Tom over here doing something that you'll never do. Already, and then let's just say for a fact you actually got a good guy. You feel me? He's sweet. He being raised up, quote unquote, the white way. Want to talk about emotion. Want to be like, I'm here for you. I'm cool. I'm got this. And you be like, oh, Tom over there, drug this. He got money. He could buy me a new outfit, but you can't. I'm going with him. What do you think the other guy going to do? Oh, this is all about money. I need to provide to get what I want. So I'm going to go out there and provide. I'm going to make sure I get money. Then guys go out there and make money. And then you start dating again. You're a female. Oh, yeah, babe. You could buy me this. You could buy me that. That's cool. But your sex game ain't good. Nah, scratch that. Let me go back. You could buy me this, you could buy me that, but yeah, you don't got no time for me. You always working. How he supposed to get money if he's always work? If he can't work, you want him to sacrifice the hour he got to put in to get the money, so he could buy you them pretty things, that he could buy you the car, that he could buy you that house. But yeah, you want him to stop so y'all can hang out and do nothing, and then tell us to find a fucking balance. There's so many things out there in the world that stops us from growing, and yet not one time somebody came up to me or I ever heard this young female saying, you're doing the best you fucking can. The world made me a monster, but the world didn't apologize for making me a monster. That's the thing. You raised us to be tough. You raised us to be cold hearted. You raised us to keep on going to provide and protect. And then when we are providing and protecting, that shit ain't good enough. You want more. You want more. And then if we ask y'all for anything extra, it's us being negative. You want a guy to go to work for 8, 10 hours, 12 hours a day, come back home. Now you want us to cook, clean, and shit like that. Now I respect females and I respect good relationship. Yes, y'all can rotate. Babe, one day I cook and clean, the next day you cook and clean. You know what I mean? We'll make enough money, let's go out to eat. I can understand that. What I don't understand is when a guy go out there and kill himself in the sun, bust his ass, hurt himself, and come home and the girl's like, oh, so you're not going to cook? I am not your fucking slave. You know, your mama should have raised you better. So what the fuck you want from us? And then when we do take a stand for our own emotional healing and be like, hey, yo, please don't say that. Please don't call me that. Please don't say my mama should have raised me better. Now we are bitches. Now, I want to make a stand. I'm going to say this right here, right? I probably should have said this again. I'm not talking about all females. I'm talking about the few and the negative females out there that expect everything for a guy and won't put nothing on the fucking table. That's who I'm talking to. If you're a female out there right now doing what you have to do, helping your man, y'all's a team. Y'all work, y'all got your own rhythm going on. Y'all both happy. I'm not talking to you. Keep doing what you do, boo-boo. You out there, you doing. I'm talking about the ones who don't do nothing or expect too much from a guy. And when the guy says, yo, I can't do this all by myself, you are some bitches. We're not a real man. Our mama should have raised our better. That's who the fuck I'm talking to. And y'all need to goddamn stop. And you wonder why guys out there killing each other, killing ourselves. Cause we are not showing sympathy. We are not showing emotions. We are showing, yo, you have to do this. You got to be this way. You got to be this person. But yet nobody want to apologize. Even the good ones out there, they get mad and be like, damn, I don't know why he don't like to talk. But yeah, y'all don't understand that we are raised not to talk. See, here's the thing. Here's the thing that I know is growing up, me being a young guy out there, right? I realized something growing up. If a girl busts out crying, it's a lot more understanding than a guy busts out crying. If the girl just went off and stopped cussing at everybody, showing their emotion. And, you know, it's a female. Females could do that, but guys now, oh, that nigga crazy, girl. Leave him the fuck alone. Leave him alone. Leave him in the corner by himself somewhere. Let him cry by himself. There's very few times somebody will walk up to a guy tearing up or feeling bad to give him a hug. Because we are not taught to do that shit. We are not. We are taught to be the person who hugs the female, the one who protects the female. This is what we are taught to do. But yeah, we are not taught to talk about ourselves. We are not taught to help ourselves. Long as everybody else around us is good, we are good. A guy will quit to sacrifice his happiness for everybody else around them to be happy. You gotta quit to sacrifice. And I'm gonna have to say this too, because I know I've been ranting and talking and saying what I'm saying, and nobody really understands or feel me about this shit. That's cool. That's great. I don't care. But I'm gonna say this right now. Not all guys like this. There are some real toxic men out there that blames everything on female. I am not one of them. I don't blame everything on females. A lot of shit we do, we put on ourselves. A lot of shit that we go through on ourselves. We refuse to learn. We refuse to adapt. We refuse to look at the picture and be like, you know what, this shit ain't right. Let me do something else. Those guys are fucking toxic. And the thing is, They are raised to be that way and they don't know the other way. And we too stubborn, cold hearted to try to change. And the thing won't get better until we start making the proper steps ourselves. Because we can't look to female but like, fix me. Show me a better way. We gotta want that better way. We gotta realize, shit, I am dead inside. How can I give myself CPR to get myself back out there, to feel good, to be that positive person out there in the world? A lot now is just on the females, and females over here putting too much pressure on us. We allow this pressure to be on us. We allow this shit to happen. So that's the idea behind I Am Fine. This is a podcast to ask the tough questions. For you to start taking them steps to be better. And that's all I'm asking. That's all I'm saying. That's all. Look, off bat, we are taught not to talk and not to be emotional. But at some point, we have to realize we need to open this door up for ourselves. We need to make that first step. It's kind of like being an addict. You can never help an addict until they want to be a help. So you cannot help a guy until he wants to be helped. Until he sees, yo, this is not a positive step for me. I need to adjust. I need to work at myself. And females, we need to stop praising this type of individual because we are praising the wrong shit all the fucking time. Let a guy be negative and have money. Oh, he's the best nigga out there. Let him be negative and have a big house. He's the best guy out there. But let a guy who's working on himself and not have them things, we are considered not to be a man. Because it's easy to hate something that you don't want. It's hard to fix somebody that you need. Because my second part of this whole discussion is that sometimes we are more in love with the dream of what that person is to the fact that who that person is. For instance, we are more in love with a person that we think that is strong enough to hold our baggage. That we in love with that person that look like he can handle all this turbulence and go on through the life. But yet to actually understand who that person is and then figure out, yo, this person needs a lot more help. Now we have a problem. Because really think about this, right? I'm going to give you a little bit of an example. We all want a millionaire. We all want that person to have $1,000,000, $1 billion, so we won't have to work no more. That we could chill, buy pretty stuff, keep the household running. Everybody wants that, but nobody really looks at what that entails. Because to be a billionaire, to get to a point when, okay, I don't have to work no more so I can fly jets and go across the world. This shit don't happen overnight. And just because you come in the picture, it ain't gonna mean like, okay, well, I'm gonna stop working. Being somebody that successful is a real selfish person, but you have to be selfish to get that level. You gotta put work over everything else, because if you don't put work over everything else, you're not gonna make it. I'm not saying those type of guys are bad. Those type of guys understand that what they have to do and they will do it. I'm not even saying those type of guys will be the monster that you think they are, but their time will not be theirs. Maybe once a month, or maybe one time, 1 month out the year, or maybe a few weeks out the month. 1 week out the month, that has some time. Okay, baby, yo, we could hang all week together. But then when I'm done with this week, I need to go back to work. So that will be a lot of time we're going to be in a big old house by ourselves and not knowing what to do with our time. That's why a lot of successful people get divorced multiple times. That's why a lot of successful athletes get divorced. Because everybody want this up here, but nobody realize the pain, what it is down here. Wait till I get shot. Ooh, there you go. The pain it is down here. And that's where it is. Females are more in love with the idea of the person that they want to the actual person. And then when they get the actual person, they don't know what to do or how to do it. It's crazy like that. But what I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to say out loud is that we no longer have to wait for that person. We can help that person from the get go. You don't have to let it go. This is to open up discussion. Ask your boyfriend, ask your brother, ask your father, ask your son, how you doing? And if they say I am fine, there's more work for you to do. If you ask them how they doing, they give an explanation of how they going through their day. They doing well. I just need to keep working at it. This is your boy TR Turk. This is gonna be a short podcast. 30 or less minutes. Probably gonna be like two different versions of this. Try and make it to an hour possibly more. Poss- I'm trying. Basically, what I'm saying. I'm trying to give me time. The podcast will be better. The contact will be a lot more, but just not today. This your boy TR Turk. This is I am fine. I'm asking a question. How are you doing?